This is Orlando Sentinel Now.
Hello, Tuesday, January 25th. Rich Pope here with Scott Maxwell and Austin Fuller. And today we're talking about N95 masks and where you can start getting them for free. Also, we're going to look at Steinmetz Hall, getting a lot of rave reviews, but it wasn't exactly an easy road. We'll find out more about that. But we're going to start here with Austin Fuller. So Austin, this federal program is going to start rolling out free N95 masks. You can start getting them here in Orlando soon. Tell us about it.
Sure. So as you mentioned, there's a federal program that's giving out 400 million N95 masks through pharmacies and community health centers. And the first kind of major chain in our area revealed yesterday their plan. The owners of Winn-Dixie said they're going to give out 2 million of these masks across their 3 chains, starting as early as Friday.
Okay, I assume there's going to be a lot of demand for this. How will this happen?
Sure. So if you go into Winn-Dixie or you go into any of the other Southeastern grocers chains, first come, first serve while supplies last. But there is a 3 per person limit on the masks.
Okay, so tell us about this federal program. It looks like this was from the stockpile, essentially.
Sure. They're giving out 400 million of these N95 masks, like I said, at pharmacies across the country, the pharmacies that participated in the vaccine effort, and they're coming from the Strategic National Stockpile.
Okay, tell us about other chains. You mentioned Winn-Dixie. Others in the region, I assume, will get in on this as well.
Sure. Like I said, they're partnering a lot with the pharmacies that did the vaccines through the federal government. We haven't heard from everyone. We haven't heard from Publix as of this morning what their plan is, if they're going to have the masks. But Winn-Dixie, definitely 2 million across the 3 chains their parent company owns. Walgreens says their first stores will start offering them on Friday as well, with the 3 mask per person limit. I don't know right now. They haven't told us how many masks they're getting at Walgreens. And CVS is also participating, but hasn't really released, as of this morning, a lot of the specific details.
Yeah, as you mentioned, this is still pretty early in the process. This rollout could take a little while.
That's right.
All right. Well, you can go ahead and read about that on OrlandoSentinel.com right now. Appreciate that, Austin. All right, we're gonna move forward here to Scott Maxwell. So, Scott, Steinmetz Hall is officially open, and a lot of Orlando arts group and arts fans are excited about this one, but it wasn't exactly an easy road getting here.
Yeah, and that's one of the things. I know we've talked a lot about Steinmetz on this show and in the paper, but I think a lot of people, especially who might be newer to this community, don't know just what a Herculean project this was. It took 15 years, and it is the biggest philanthropic, i.e. charitable donations, not only in Central Florida's history, but by most accounts in the entire southeastern United States. What was supposed to be $100 million ended up being $150 million donated from thousands of individuals to make this thing happen.
Yeah, I know in the past you've done columns about the importance of arts in the community and how they really help a community thrive. And in this case, you say basketball fans should be happy that Steinmetz Hall is here.
Yeah, that's right. If you don't have any desire to ever see the Philharmonic or the ballet or the opera, and you are a bigger fan of NBA basketball, you should still be extremely grateful for the Arts Center, because around the same time, there were 3 projects in Orlando that were trying to get underway. It was a new Arts Center to replace the outdated Bob Carr. Rich DeVos and the DeVos family, the owners of the Magic, were demanding a new arena, threatening to leave town, and the Citrus Bowl wanted renovations. Well, only one of those projects really had a lot of community support, and that was the Arts Center. In fact, the Sentinel did a poll and said, if you could only build one of these, which would it be? 58% of Central Floridians said they wanted the Arts Center. Second place wasn't even close. It was an entire football field behind. It was like 17% for the Citrus Bowl, and then the 14%, if memory serves, for the arena. So the idea was that political and business leaders wanted to make the other 2 sports projects, which were not popular for taxpayers to fund, more popular by packaging them all in a do them all, do them now kind of effort. And I think it's fair to say that it was the Arts Center's popularity that led to all 3 of these projects getting done.
Yeah, as you mentioned, it was a lot of heavy lifting to get here, but it did take a long time.
And that's one of the ironies. The slogan, the whole reason this was billed to the public was build them all, build them right, build them now. They did not get built all right now. In fact, the arena, which was, again, the least popular one, opened in 2010. As you know, Steinmetz Hall, we're talking about its opening right now. That is more than a decade afterwards. And that was partly because it's more complicated to build a state-of-the-art art center, which, by the way, has even, publications in Great Britain are talking about you need to go visit this new theater in Orlando because the sound's so incredible. It's one of 3 theaters in that complex. It's more complicated. It took a little longer to design, but then that led into a recession, which led to another delay. It led to cost increase. And as I mentioned, the donors who had always pledged to pay about 25% of this project, much more than any private contributions to the Citrus Bowl or the NBA arena, they had to step up, and what was originally supposed to be $100 million, which was already unprecedented, became $150 million. They had to do it in phases, and it ended up taking darn near 15 years to get it all done.
Yeah, I mean, champagne has popped already, and the excitement is built. And I understand you went to the first show. Has it lived up to the hype?
I would say it is. And Rich, I think you know me well enough to know that I am not always a sunny glasses, half full kind of guy. But it really has. And I thought the folks at the Arts Center did a really smart job. This Steinmetz Hall, the center in general, was billed as being something for the community. And while there were lots of big name, big ticket, high priced concerts over the opening weekend, including Jennifer Hudson and Broadway stars, the very first performance was about 12 local groups. And these were everything from folk artists to dancers, to the Philharmonic, to members of the Orlando Gay Choir, to hip hop, spoken word. And I'd submit these are probably groups that aren't performing normally in front of more than 50 or 100 people. And they had an audience of 1,700 people that night. It was a packed house. And that's what the center was supposed to be. It was supposed to be a gathering place, which it already started to be, as we all remember, after Pulse. It was where the community went to mourn. And I think it has so far lived up to its expectations of really being something for the entire community, even though it took a really long time to get there.
That's exciting. Very cool. And as Scott says, if he's behind it, that's usually a pretty good sign. That's awesome. All right. Well, you can read about his column shortly on OrlandoSentinel.com. That'll be coming this afternoon. But for us, we're going to go ahead and push pause for today. Appreciate you being with us. Also, want you to become a subscriber. Go to OrlandoSentinel.com/subscribe. Support our work. We really do always appreciate that. But for us, we're going to go ahead and call it quits. Till next time, I'm Rich, Scott, and Austin. Everyone have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.
Watch Orlando Sentinel Now live every weekday at noon on our Facebook page and on OrlandoSentinel.com.